I did get stung in the face. I'll put that picture up over here. I got stung just below the eye this year. All right, guys. First day of bees here, 2:30 in the morning. The truck is about 45 minutes away from showing up in the orchard. So what we're gonna do here is we have to drive to where we spotted our 10-wheel truck, and I'm gonna jump in that. We'll get that fired up, warmed up, and we're gonna take that out to the orchard, and we'll wait for the semi to get there. Right now it's 37 degrees out, so that's actually gonna be pretty chilly for the bees. So hopefully they stay all nice and warm inside their hives and they won't want to come out and mess with us too much, which is usually the case when it's this cold. So while we're waiting for the truck to air up and warm up, we'll do our little pre-trip inspection here. So if there's anything you learn quickly about doing bees, is that if anything's gonna go wrong, it absolutely is gonna go wrong in the middle of the night when you have a semi-load of bees on your flatbed. We've seen steer tires go out before, and then we've also seen you just turn your forklift off or a truck off, and then the battery's just dead. So we do our best to, we leave things running, and we just make sure everything is in good condition and check everything over before we start, because you don't wanna mess with a bunch of bees when things start going wrong. So I just checked all the tires. We're looking good. Now we're doing a lights check here. Obviously at the back of the truck, everything's looking good. The other side's good. The headlights are all checked out. We're ready to rock. All right, so what we do when we go put bees out into the orchard is that we use two different vehicles in order to transport the bees from the semi-truck to the orchard using our yellow truck here, and we have a flatbed Duramax. So what you see here is that Tom is taking the bees off of the semi and staging them here because all of these bees need to go across town. But we're gonna wait for our beekeepers to come back up tomorrow after the next load of bees, and they are gonna take these and move them to the other farms that are farther away. Here's a great example of something that could go wrong with the bee boxes. See how the lids have slipped off? The bees are coming out. Obviously that's not ideal. So we're gonna have to fix those. So as you can tell, we're a little bit ahead of time. There's not even any white coming up, so the trees really aren't close to blossoming yet, but we're gonna have a hot week, so I wouldn't be surprised if we started to see some color here by the end of the week. Most of the time we put the bees at the ends of the rows that you can see here behind me. But depending on what orchard we're in, we're able to put them out of the way and kind of by the woods, which is still okay. The bees travel very far, so we don't have to necessarily have them right in the row. It really doesn't take much to make them mad. Just even putting the camera on the front, they come flying out of there. Just waiting. Then we move from spot to spot. Most of the time Tom will drive the forklift because they actually do move pretty quick. This is a very long orchard. Some of the rows are a little bit shorter. So we'll probably travel to a couple of these areas here where there's little outcrops of flat grass, and we usually unload a couple, I don't know, three hives per place usually, as we make our way across the orchard. I didn't really get stung that much, but I saw my boy Ricky he got pretty torn up at one point trying to reset some of the boxes like we talked about before. But obviously it's unfortunate when the heat rises up tomorrow. It should be, again, still around 60 degrees overnight, which is really gonna make for an interesting morning. So we got that out of the way. We got one more night to go. So as you guys can see behind me, we have bloom on the trees here, and that's why we got the bees out earlier this week, so that they could be in place for when the flowers open up and we have some nice, beautiful weather for them to fly and get some pollinating done. So I only showed 2 of the 3 nights because night 3, it was actually just me and Tom. I was running the smoker, so I couldn't really be able to have the video camera out at that time. So you guys are only gonna get to see 2 nights worth of moving bees. Sorry if the footage is a little dark. I can't really turn the lights on the camera, otherwise the bees will just attack it like crazy. They do not like white light whatsoever. So I figured while we're here in the orchard looking at the bloom, I can kind of explain to you guys a little bit of a crop update to what's going on so far this spring. So this time of the year, when the flowers are open, is probably one of the easiest times to be able to see how much of the bloom, or the crop, I guess, is actually still viable and did not get burnt out by any frost here this spring. So unfortunately, we are seeing a little bit of frost damage this year, and that's due to an early cold night in April. We didn't think that the buds were in a position that they could be harmed based on the low temperatures that they had predicted. But clearly the weather had changed enough overnight, and we did not have our potassium acetate out, and we were not out running our wind machines, which are the 2 ways that we can prevent frost damage on the farm and keep the temperature in a safer zone than, say, a cool, stagnant air of a frost event. So with that being said, I mentioned a potassium product that we use in order to help protect these trees from the frost. I'm gonna talk about that in another video coming up, where I'm teaming up with Keystone and AgroK to bring you guys some more information about what we use on our farm to provide the tree with vital nutrients that it needs to help prepare itself for the abiotic stress event of a frost. So this will probably be the last time you guys see any bees here this year on the channel, so you can say bye-bye to our friends. I did get stung in the face. I'll put that picture up over here. I got stung just below the eye this year, and it did not look very pretty. So with that being said, you guys, YouTube wants you to watch this video next. Click on that. We'll see you guys in the next video. Anyone on Acres TV, thanks for having me. I love being on the platform. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching Palms and Stones again this week, doing pollination for our cherry trees.